These are days that time forgot.
Oh, what's up kids? It's me, Caleb. I've got a new video for you guys. Why am I holding a PlayStation 2? Well, it's pretty simple. I love the PlayStation 2. It's one of my favorite game systems of all time. And one of the reasons that is there are so many games that came out on the PS2. This is a prolific system. They released a ton of games. So a lot of these games fall under the radar. I'm not saying these games aren't well received or even popular in a niche market, but a few of these games pretty much no one ever talks about anymore, and really we just don't hear about them. Don't see a lot of stuff on these games on the YouTube. So I wanted to show you 5 games that I thought were pretty interesting on the PlayStation 2. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out!
Mark of Cree was developed and released by Sony's in-house developer, San Diego Studios, and it is quite the mythical adventure to embark on. In this game, you play as the mighty warrior Rao and his trusty bird and sidekick, Kuzo. These names, they leave a little bit to be desired. They're kind of hard to say. If your name is hard to say, it makes me feel so ignorant. It's an action-adventure hack and slash with puzzle and platforming elements and plenty of exploration to boot. I liked Mark of Cree's narrative-driven story and overall aesthetic choices in the art and story. Mark of Cree has a rich and realized world teeming with atmosphere. The sound design and voice work are top-notch as well. So what holds this game back from being a 10 out of 10 masterpiece, you might ask? The gameplay has a clunky and choppy feel to it, and the combat, which there is a ton of in the game, is a bit of a chore. Instead of a traditional enemy target approach, like Zelda Ocarina of Time perhaps, they attempt to get a little Bruce Lee with their design and allow you to target multiple enemies. Which is okay if implemented with a good combat mechanic, but alas, each of the 3 enemies that you can lock onto at a time each require a specific and proprietary button to be hit for them to be attacked. But it just falls short most of the time and you end up hitting nothing but air, and otherwise makes for a clunky combat system. Despite it all, I'd still recommend Mark of Cree, and I don't think it gets the love that it deserves. In the futuristic world of Nanobreaker, nanomachines have transformed humans into horrific monsters. As an experimental cyborg soldier, slash and rip your way through the machine onslaught with a shape-shifting plasma blade. As humanity's last hope, prevent the world from falling into a certain apocalypse. Nanobreakers for PS2, released and published by Konami in 2005. This game, I wouldn't say is good. It's kind of fun at times, but it gets very repetitive. You have to link these combos together, and in so doing, you kind of transform your little plasma blade you got there into different weapons, and you smash through your enemies. And smash through your enemies you do. This game is a bloody mess. I mean, there is blood ejaculating everywhere. And that's just kind of what this game's about. But overall, this game is a giant pile of ass. And the reason why is because it's just not that much fun to play. It goes back to being repetitive. The aesthetic of the game graphically is quite ugly as well. The controls are tight, and the graphics could be good if they had better art direction. You can tell this is the same engine they used for Lament of Innocence. You know, the Castlevania game on PS2. And that game looked great. It was quite beautiful aesthetically. But this game is ugly as a turd salad without any lettuce. Nanobreaker for PS2. I can't recommend this game any less. The Hulk Ultimate Destruction is the ultimate Hulk simulator. Imagine the scope of Grand Theft Auto, but you play as the Hulk. That's what this game is. A tour de force rampage through cityscapes and other locations. Whereas the Incredible Hulk, you smash your way through anything that gets in your way, racking up points all along the way for all the destruction you cause. The gameplay is like the ultimate form of escapism and stress relief, because as the Green Monster, you can run up buildings and jump high as hell with a charge shot, and you have a wide variety of combat techniques that you learn along the way as you expand the Hulk's ass-whooping vocabulary. The graphics are nothing amazing, but they get the job done. Just like the sound and the music. To top it all off, the game was made by Sierra, which is one of my favorite game studios of all time, and it stands for reason as to why this game is so much fun and overall so freaking good. The Hulk Ultimate Destruction is a game that time should not forget. Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner 2 Raidu Kuzuno vs. King Abaddon would be the game with the longest name of all time if it wasn't for its prequel, whose name I shan't say, for if I do, a demon would appear and take my soul straight to hell. Anyways, Devil Summoner 2 was always a bit of a mystery for me. Actually, my first foray into the enormous SMT franchise. Will always be my SMT game for that reason, and I have nothing but nostalgia glasses on when I so much as even think of it. Like most of the franchise, you collect and fuse demons while making your way through the main storyline. What makes this entry unique is the semi-real-time combat and the 30s era Japanese aesthetic to the whole game. Terrific music and sound, plenty of challenge and reward to the combat and demon mechanic. Again, the story and the aesthetic make this game a standout in the series and the JRPG genre as a whole. There is nothing negative to say about this classic role-playing game, other than that it's hard as hell and hardly anyone mentions it nowadays. This one comes highly recommended for me. You should definitely play this game if you're even remotely interested in Shin Megami Tensei games. Good luck finding a copy, it is starting to get a little bit hard to find. Orphene, the Scions of Sorcery. Orphene's Mean Bean Machine for the PlayStation 2. This is a really weird game. I kind of like it, but I'm not going to tell you that it's good. When I first played this game, I absolutely hated it. But upon playing it a couple more times, I'm kind of starting to get into it. I haven't beat this game yet, and I'm definitely going to write a review about this game because it's just so weird I have to. The graphics in this game are kind of a mixed bag. They went for a lot with the atmosphere and a lot with the lighting, but probably a bit more than they could have handled. The music's actually quite excellent in this game, but the voice acting, oh my gosh, the voice acting, is simply fabulous. There needs to be more games made like this now. This game is absolutely hilarious, but not on purpose. We'll laugh at this game, not with this game, or maybe both. I would actually recommend playing this game. This was a launch game for the PlayStation 2. It came out in the year 2000. It was published by Activision and made by some unknown Japanese game studio. This is a very unique entry into the JRPG. I would highly recommend at least giving it a shot and seeing if it's for you. Believe it or not, the same studio that made this game has some of the same people that worked on the Lunar games. So I don't know if that really inspires you to play it, but if you find it, it's pretty cheap. I'd check it out.
Now, like I said, a lot of those games aren't really obscure, they're just not necessarily very popular. I don't think any of those games really sold a lot of numbers. Mark of Cree or Cry was a really, really interesting game. The combat mechanics in that game kind of hold it back just a little bit. Hulk Ultimate Destruction is just such a fun game. I just kind of lose track of what I'm doing in that game. Orphene, I don't know if I would say that that game is good, but there are things I like about it, mostly, again, just the aesthetics of the game. Devil Summoner 2, now that's an awesome game. It's just really, really freaking hard. And Nanobreaker, that is a turd salad right there. With no lettuce. No lettuce in that turd salad. Just turds. That's what it is. But I hope you guys like this video. I just had to do something different than just some gameplay footage or Let's Plays. But let me know in the comments below what you think of these games, what you thought about the format and the idea of this video. And overall, did you like these games? Did you hate these games? Did you even know what these games were? Or even familiar with them at all? I'm sure you'll let me know in the comments below. And until next time, kids, we'll see you again real soon. Bye!